So, good evening, everyone. Today, we are going to have the experience sharing of initiating communication with the strangers. It's very often said that leadership always brings in initiative abilities in people. When we initiate a communication with the strangers, yeah, it is a very uncomfortable thing to do. Sometimes we may face the unexpected situations coming up when we start conversations with the strangers. But as human beings, we are supposed to start communication and human connection so that we can really live well in the society. And that's how leaders are born, or that's how leaders are built. Leadership is one of the leading key factor where one can develop oneself, one can lead a team, and one can become better personality in today's society. And also one can take care of one's own family. Having this in mind, we came up with the new initiative that speaking with strangers, I would mean initiating the communication with strangers. And I know you guys have gone through the experience of initiating the communication or maybe speaking with the strangers, and there may be different types of experiences. Let's hear them out. Let's see how it went, whether good or bad. What did you take home, or what did you learn, or how did you experience that? I'm really eager to listen to your stories. Mother, please take up.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. When I was seeing this topic, I was like very confused how to um, bring a conversation as a presentation or a point of discussion in a forum. So that time I was having few things that we are facing on day-to-day basis. For example, working in a workspace, so my client is a completely a stranger for me. But I have to speak with them with a nice and soft tone. Even though they are rude to us, we have to speak with them in a nice and soft tone so that they are not affected. So a small example. The other day, I was speaking with the client, and the client was very rude to me, and he was literally shouting at me, stating that this is not right, that is not right. I into the project 2 days back, and the complete process was new to me. I don't know what is the issue in that particular tool. Without even understanding the history of mine, he started yelling and shouting at me, stating that this is not working, that is not doing, have your technical team, what you have developed like that. So the words which are coming up is easy for them to give. But the people who are taking it in the other hand, who have put their own efforts, work day and night, yeah, everything will not be 100% perfect. Some things will be having defects. So that is called bug processing, where the tester runs the testing and the bugs will be fixed later on once the tool is up. So this should be kept in mind. And the people who are speaking it also, if they are not okay with something which is developed, they can come up and tell them in a way that is appropriate, not by using a harsh words. And another scenario. So I was walking towards the cafeteria, and there were two people standing and speaking. Suddenly, the one person fainted. I don't know who he is. And he fainted. I went and I gave water to them and I helped. I saw many other people around him was not helping. Instead, they were just laughing and taking photos like that. So he was like a middle-aged man, like from 35 to 40, and I don't know what is the reason for why he fainted. And people who are around him was mocking him. So this incident actually made me to feel very bad because there was a lack of humanity. It's okay that you are known person to him, you are mocking him, that's completely fine. But why the person fainted, you doesn't know, and you started mocking him is not at all a good gesture at that moment. So when I communicated with him, he said a thank you to me. Like I asked him, "How are you? What happened?" Like that. He said a thank you and said, "Thank you for helping me out." So this was the sentence which made me feel better. And after this, when I was coming back to my home from office, I was traveling in a auto, and seeing my name, the auto driver didn't know the language. We doesn't know the language. Like I knew only Tamil and English. He knew only Kannada and Hindi. So he was not able to communicate with me, but he was very eager to know your name is different where you're from. So he somehow created a sentence in English. He was like, where you are from instead of where you. Just a two word, where you, like that. So these were like, okay, though they were not able to communicate with our language, they tried to make some communication with us. So that is actually a good, though the person is not limiting themselves because we doesn't know the language. They try to communicate and make sure that we are also getting engaged in that. So that was a good thing. And these were the past incidents. But apart from these, I want to come up with few incidents which I which actually impacted me in a very negative way or positive way. Both are there. So the first incident was like, um, when I was studying seventh grade. So that is the starting point where I was a person who attended my puberty, and they were like physically, mentally, many changes were going on. So I was dressing in the way where I was dressing before, how I used to dress before puberty. So that time when I went to a function, few people came up and started telling that we should not dress in this way. This is not the right way to dress. Everyone will look at you, and guys will don't talk to the guys. You should not smile to the towards the guys. They are not a good persons anymore. So these were the advices from the very elderly people, which actually created a negative impact on the images of the opposite gender. But they are not that bad. Actually, there are some people who have helped me out when I was facing a lot of issues in my life. And they also supported me, stood with me. So, why you are creating a negative scenario in some child's mind, stating that this will happen, that will happen, instead of making or allowing them to experience their own process or their own process of growth. And the last one is about I was walking on a street, and there were few group of people who were standing there. They were very decent looking and well dressed peoples. But whenever each people were crossing, they were passing a comment. They are passing a very indecent comments on the girls. So one person came up and asked why you're doing this. They were like, we are doing for fun. What is the issue? So that was the first sentence came in their from their mouth, and it actually made everyone who crossed to feel bad, because the person who come is talking because of them, because they are getting affected with the words. He came up and spoke to that group of people, but these persons who passed by didn't even stand for them. When this was the scenario, they asked like, who are you to come and ask? If the person who got that works asked a question to the person who commented, it would be a different scenario. So because the person who was affected, they have asked this. What I felt at that moment is, in our home, no one has taught us to ask question when something is wrong, when you're not okay. This is a scenario which made me to realize that if something is not okay, if something is going wrong, it's standing for someone is also good. If you are also not okay, standing for that is also good. So this was a scenario where I learned this, and saying no is also good. It's not bad. If someone is not okay, saying no, asking the question about it is completely okay. It's we should not stick with the tradition mindset where we should be silent and listen whatever people are telling us to do. With this, I'm concluding. Thank you.
Yeah, good mother. So it was a good explanation about your experience of past incidents. We do come across such incidents because people have different kind of perceptions and understanding about fellow human beings and about them. So some feel inferior, some feel superior, and some feel equal. So when we exist in such society, and some people try to control others, and this is very common. That's why when we walk on the road, you can see number of people keeping the head down on walking. Some people feel uncomfortable on walk, and it's been said in a society, especially to girls, they actually tell girls to behave well so that the boys would not treat them badly. Always things are told to girls, and they never told boys to behave well because they tell boys are like that. It is, come on, now the time is like tell the boys that's not the way to behave, and things could have been better. But instead of telling the wrongdoer to correct the self, they're telling the right person to not to question, not to oppose, but to find a way to escape. To find a way to escape, they are telling them not to live life, but hide and live life, hide and exist. So don't come to the mainstream, because if you come to mainstream, you will be attacked, or maybe you may face embarrassing situations. Instead of correcting what's wrong, people are telling you are not safe. Take care of that. And I think society should look into the situation why you are not safe because of these people. So let's correct them. If that would be the situation today, nobody would have to fear. Everybody would feel equal. Everybody would talk to others fairly without feeling any kind of discomfort. Things would have been different today. Anyway, our society is that we have mixed experiences, good as well as bad. Thank you, Mullah, for sharing your experiences. And from now on, I think for a month we have the same activity. Pooja, it's your turn to come forward.
Yeah. So talking to strangers, when it comes to me, I have a lot of restrictions. I just cannot go out of the house and meet strangers. So yeah, the only option or the only choice left is to meet them online. Okay. So before I start talking about the strangers with whom I could connect, I would like to tell with whom I really couldn't connect. I think that's more interesting. Okay. So yeah, today there was somebody from Q Spiders who's a Python developer. She is a Python developer and a trainer at Q Spiders, and she connected with me today through one of the platforms. And I thought, okay, that's a good chance, and I have a nice topic, the same tech background. I thought I could discuss. She was looking for somebody who wants to probably buy projects or do internships or things like that, and she provides training and things for them. So I just asked, if you don't mind me, I have a very curious question. If you don't mind me asking, what was your journey to Q Spiders? Like, how was it? How was your journey? I think that somehow brought a smile on her face because she replied back saying that was a nice one, but it's a long story, not for today. She replied with a nice, emoji where it conveyed to me that yeah, she did appreciate the question, but she's not ready to discuss it right away because she's more interested into the business aspect of it probably. So I said okay. Then I tried connecting with one such dancer who found me on another platform, and I think since a while that we've been following each other's IDs, and I thought, okay, today when I looked in and when I saw her profile a few months back, I could see the difference or the transition. She's been growing. So I thought, okay, I can probably appreciate her and connect with her. I messaged her, but no reply. So yeah, these are the two good rejections I faced. Yeah. And the next I would like to tell is about whom I could connect with. Recently, one of my videos which talks about my journey through my college life is already out as a podcast episode one. And one such student came up to me saying, "Ma'am, I saw your podcast, and I'm also going through things which are so similar, and I don't know what to do." And she gave me a very short, briefing about what she's going through. She had multiple switches between the domains and subjects and things like that. I felt really bad because, yeah, I too was, played in a different way at some point of time, and I felt bad that she went through it. But first and foremost, I appreciated her that, it's good that you decided to speak up to somebody or open up when you realize that, there's a problem and you can find somebody to help. It's good that you decided to open up, and I appreciate the courage that it takes for it. But if I, of course, can help you, but I need to connect with you and talk to you much more in detail and figure out what you want to do and how to go about. So then she said, okay, ma'am, let me know I'm ready for it. Then I asked, my schedules are packed for the weekdays. So I asked, weekend, I can somehow pull out sometime. So I said, weekend, is it possible? Then she told me that she's having her exams starting this weekend and it's going to go for almost half a month. So I told her, okay, go for your exams. After your exams, you can come and let me know. We can connect. And yeah, the conversation ended there, but I really felt bad for the girl. And it's not just that girl. At least she opened up and I'm happy about it. But there are many others who are facing this silently. Not just, many are still not ready to open up about the toxicity they're facing, probably inside the family, uh, probably in their work environment, or probably in their peer groups, or any such place. And it's personally going through it, I understand it's not a very nice thing to go through. And a key learning that I have had is not just me, almost everybody goes through some sort of toxicity or the other in their life. That's a very, very sad thing to know. If not from, childhood in their married life, if not in their personal life, then in their professional life, if not in these areas, then probably with their friends. Somewhere, somehow, they are facing it. And that's a very sad thing. I don't know, should we call it as a curse to the generation that is there right now that we are facing it like this? Or probably generations together, they faced it before and they never spoke up, so we don't see that. What exactly is it? I really do not know. I'm still trying to figure out. And yeah, that's a very sad thing to know. And another person who was almost a stranger, not completely a stranger, because I have work from home environment. So almost everybody whom I see are, we are connecting online, but nobody knows anybody properly. So we are almost a stranger, but not a stranger, sort of. And yeah, today I could connect with one such person regarding the project, and I noticed the way I communicate. Previously, when I used to communicate, I used to just, I used to wait for the other person to call, and only when they call, I would accept the call, and I would sit silent till they ask something, only answer whatever is there and leave. That is how I was. But this time or today at least, I'm happy I initiated the call. Yeah, the way I spoke was entirely different. It was not like I'm communicating with a stranger, but rather a very professional communication, but kept in a very nice way. The way I wished, it was in the afternoon, and the person wished me good afternoon. The way I wished back, I could feel the impact. Forget about the other person. I could feel the impact. Okay, that was something that I was working on for so many days, took it up and started recording what I'm doing, what I'm not doing. And I think once I hit a milestone, I'd inform sir as well that, sir, congratulations, your student has accomplished this. Okay, so yeah, all those things. And finally, today I'm seeing the result. I'm really happy about it. So these are some things that I've had today.
Thank you, Pooja, for sharing your journey. We really feel happy because we share the happiness of yours and the experiences you had with the strangers and other people. Definitely, the society is evolving, civilization is progressing, and people are trying to speak. Only thing why this don't speak because they're not accepted or they're mocked at. That's the reason they hold back and go for suffering than expressing. Because even after expressing, the society, the parents tell them to suffer. Parents force them to suffering than letting them live on their willpower or willingness to have the life the way they want to have. Rather, parents and society and the institution try to bend them according to the expectations. So when it comes to bending against the will of one's own, people suffer and people go through a lot of torture and pressure because nobody else is supporting them to live the way they want to live because everybody wants them to bend according to the rules laid by the society and family and cultures and customs, traditions. That's how the suffering has come down to us from generations. And speaking, people would not choose because that would alarm everybody, that would bring the attention. They don't want it. For people find it difficult to handle the attention, and they have to, once they have drawn the attention, they have to handle it. And people are not comfortable with that. People have still not gone through that journey. Once they get through that, once they handle that attention in the public and respond properly, then they're good to go. They're on the right platform. That will happen only if they dare to take on that. I think such kind of nurturing, such kind of upbringing is required in schools, colleges, and in families. But where parents fear about the societal pressure and the reputation harm that they go through, because of that they don't speak. They say we can't take upon them because they're big shots, big guys. This is a mindset which is being cultivated from generations. Who is big guy there? Nobody's big guy, but that's been portrayed to us. And once we hear big guy, people stop from taking on. So that kind of prejudice or maybe prior mindset has to be tackled, so that anything can be taken on, anything can be fought with. But people should step in, jump in, and do that. For that, I think our platform is going to provide wonderful opportunities for all of us to explore these situations and really upskill ourselves, not only in technical skills, but also in soft skills and life skills. I really love this journey with most of our members together, so that we all can grow together, express, and actually have a better life for the future. Thank you guys for being on this session. Let's see you in the next session.